question was again, I did do 1, 2, 3. So this shows me there is a relationship between y and x2. The main question is, would I improve a model that already contains one of the two variables, right? And I look at the relationship between x1 and x2, and there is one, right? There is a high correlation between x1 and x2. So that means whenever x1 is changing, y will be changing as well. But would there be a situation where, for a different scalar plot between x1 and x2, would make me strongly believe that a model that contains x2 will be improved by adding x1, or x1 and improved by x2? Yes, some of you already wrote. That's when there will be no correlation between x1 and x2. So if I have what is called a null plot, imagine you have these extra dots that I put here, the ones that we already had, plus the extra dots I put in, right? So if I had such a scalar plot, this is called a null scalar plot. It doesn't show any relationship between x1 and x2. If that would be the case, means that if x2 is changing, x1 is not going to change, it's not going to influence x1 in any way. So if I had the null scalar plot between x1 and x2 indicating no correlation between x1 and x2, and you do have a correlation between y and x1, and you do have between y and x2, then in that case, I would guess that indeed a model that contains x2, if you add x1, will be definitely an improved model by whatever means. And the same the other way around. So we do have a relationship between x1 and x2, so I want to look at a scalar plot that will take that into consideration. So is there any kind of scalar plot that would look at the relationship between, so this was x1. This is already in my model, right? The question is if I should introduce what I call x2. Is there any way to look at the relationship between y and x2 after we say adjusting for x1? So take away the information given by x1 if possible, right? Take away the information given by x1. And then if I take that away, is there still relationship between y and x2? One intuitive way of thinking about this. So imagine I want to find information about a certain case, or you want to find information, and you have two individuals coming to you. Individual one is going to give you some information. The information given by the second individual is going to be worth it if he or she